Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. We got 6 things we learned from Chelsea 2, Dinamo Zagreb 1. It looks like a close encounter, but after Chelsea went behind from Petkovic's goal, in the 6th minute, we controlled the game. And the best thing about this was I was crying out for a 4-3-1-2 in my preview. If you guys did watch it, you'll have seen that I had a 4-3-1-2 formation. It was almost the same lineup, just a couple of players out, I think. Or maybe I got it completely right, but I just don't think I put Aubameyang in the team. But Havertz was in the number 10. Hallelujah, he was great. Jorginho was brilliant last night. Dennis Zakaria gets his first start and scores on his Chelsea debut. Does it get any better for him? But before we get into the boxes of today's video, as you guys know, if you've been watching the channel in recent weeks, I'm sponsored by Private Internet Access for 30 days in a row. It's good to have sponsors on the channel. I'll cut to the ad. Yes guys, so a massive thank you to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video and partnering with me here on GBFC for 30 days in the lead up to the World Cup. If you don't know what Private Internet Access is, it's a VPN. Everybody should have a VPN to encrypt your internet connection. With the World Cup coming up, I live in Indonesia. I want to be watching with English commentary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to the UK so that I can sign into my TV accounts in the UK and listen to English commentary from my favourite commentators. Why should you go with Private Internet Access for your VPN? Well, through my link in the description, you guys can also see it here on the screen, you're going to get yourselves 3 months for free and 82% discount, which makes this cost you $2.11 per month. Go check the link in the description. They're the most transparent VPN provider in the world. See you guys there. Thank you very much. There's a great deal there for you guys. The link is in the description. So, how did we start so slowly? Well, the goal we conceded was a problem. I'm glad Thiago Silva didn't play, but I'd like to believe that we wouldn't have been so sloppy with our reaction times if he did. So to concede a goal like that, I like to try and take positives from things, which is also something I've been trying to do in the last few days regarding Chelsea. But this win, to me, symbolises something very important. And I think, at least for me, when I think about what I've been thinking, regarding Graham Potter since he took over, I'm not fully convinced yet. But again, this is a long-term project, which is also something I've preached many times. So I don't want to be a hypocrite. And this game felt like the experiment that we have all been crying out for proved that it works. When you go 1-0 down inside the first 6 minutes, and by the way, what an incredible noise from the away fans. Dinamo Zagreb, if you're a fan of this club watching this video right now, props to you, because your fans were electric inside Stamford Bridge. Of course, they still got European football to play for. AC Milan, they're through to the knockout rounds as well, but well done to Dinamo Zagreb. I thought they were solid. Despite that, Chelsea controlled this game. I think having Jorginho playing in front of the defence with Havertz behind the 2 forwards gave us a really good shape. And what it allowed Jorginho to do was have space and time on the ball. But what I thought I liked the most about Jorginho's performance last night was that he released the ball quicker. The passing was more fluid. We were playing balls over the top to our wingers. Hallelujah! How long have we been waiting for this other than the just like side to side to side, patient, 90 seconds have passed on the clock. Chelsea got possession, but we've not even got a shot on goal. That changed last night. Their goalkeeper made many saves. It could have easily been 4 or 5-1 minimum. Aubameyang hits the crossbar too, but we begin box number 1 with a blue box for Dennis Zakaria. Now, the reason it's a blue is because, well, when you score on your debut, he also scored on his Juventus debut, if you didn't know as well. He is the 7th Chelsea player, I believe, beginning with the letter Z, to score a goal for Chelsea Football Club, and you don't see many Zs very often, but this lad has been incredibly patient. And when you listen to him speak, he was very honest last night too. I like to also judge players and rate players based off of how they behave in the media and how they conduct themselves. And for Zakaria to come in, Tuchel to then be sacked, he didn't get any minutes under Tuchel. Graham Potter, obviously when he first comes in at Chelsea, it was very quick. And he sees that Zakaria's not been playing, so he's obviously not going to just jump straight into the team. That would have been a big surprise. But he has been incredibly patient, waiting for his opportunity. And to come in and dominate the Chelsea midfield with physicality. How long has it been since we have had a bit of a bulldozer in the midfield, but more so than being a bit of a brick, and a good kind of brick, not the P word, the B word. I like having bricks in the Chelsea midfield. He arrived in the box, and I know he's not being asked to play a number 8 role, really. Although I don't think he will be in the long run if he stays at Chelsea. It was Lampard-esque. It's a brilliant goal. All he could do with players on the line, the keeper in front of him, was just boot it. Just hit it as hard as you possibly can, on the target, away from the keeper, and he scored. I'm absolutely delighted for him because with N'Golo Kante out, even beyond the World Cup, Kovacic has been injured since the beginning of the season. He's not 100% fit, even when he's playing week after week. We're going to need numbers, and Zakaria proved that this isn't a Saul Niguez will try and give him as much minutes as possible because we've got an agreement, whatever. Saul was good at moments, but that is his first minutes in a Chelsea shirt, and he absolutely deserved the standing ovation that he got when he left the field. We move into box number 2. The official UEFA man of the match last night was Mason Mount, and I agree. I thought Mount was on fire yesterday. I think the role that he was playing, kind of like on the right-hand side of that midfield 3, was probably the most fluid and open position that I've seen Mount playing for a while. And even though we ended up going 1-0 down and the scoreline doesn't suggest that Chelsea did dominate the game, we did. You know, Mendy had to also make a couple of saves, but Chelsea were very fluid in the motion and the vertical way that we were playing yesterday, and I thought Mount had a fabulous game, and he's coming into form at just the right time. We move into box number 3. Let me just double check who I gave this one to. I gave it to Sterling. And I was thinking, I wanted to give it to Havertz because I thought Havertz had a really good game again. But I gave it to Sterling because he needed a goal. And even though yesterday's game didn't really matter that much in the context of everything else because we'd already won the group, so we could have literally just played 11 youngsters yesterday, but Graham Potter wanted to give players minutes, to field a strong team, to respect the competition, as he said in his pre-match presser. And I thought Sterling was pretty good. Could have had a hat-trick quite easily, but what we knew when we signed Sterling was that you will get goals, you will get him in goal-scoring opportunities and positions on the field, but he is going to miss a handful as well. So it isn't a perfect Sterling performance at all, but he scored the goal to get Chelsea back on the way, and he needed that goal. And with Arsenal coming up at the weekend, we need players who are experienced, who know how to do it against the big boys. We're going to need Raheem Sterling in a big way come Sunday. We move into box number 4. This is the horrible predictability, I guess you could say, about Chelsea. Ben Chilwell has got what looks to be potentially a serious hamstring injury. Last season, our season died when Reece James and Ben Chilwell were out, and we're at the same time again, and they're both out again. I don't know if this is like, at this point we have to really ask a few questions, because it's either incredibly bad luck that 2 of our most important systemic players are injured at exactly the same time of the season again when we've actually still got stuff to play for, or is there something happening behind the scenes at Chelsea where maybe medical staff aren't doing a good enough job, recovery staff, I don't know. I don't want to throw blame out on things that I can't tangibly see. All I can tangibly talk about is like, it looks a little bit unlucky, doesn't it? Let's be real. Ben Chilwell goes off injured, and it looks as though he might miss the World Cup. So not only is it a double whammy for Chelsea, but I'm a massive England fan, and I think we're going to win the World Cup. But now we got our best left back and our best right back out. Brilliant. And we still got Harry Maguire in the back line. We're going to move on from this one now. Box number 5 is a green for Jorginho. I think that was one of the best Jorginho performances I've seen for quite a while. He's had a pretty good start to the season, really, but that was great from him last night. And what I liked was how quickly he tried to get rid of the ball. With Jorginho, sometimes the reason I get frustrated with him is because it's slow. Sometimes I feel as though he should be that player that's got the vision. I want him to be Fabregas all the time, but he can't be because, well, he's not Fabregas, he's Jorginho. But yesterday, he got rid of the ball quicker. He was playing balls over the top. He was seeing things. The player's movement further ahead of him was much better for him to be able to be seen to be playing balls further forward, because so normally we are so rigid with trying to build the ball into the box, progressively but slowly, that Jorginho kind of gets scapegoated sometimes by myself and by many others as well for slowing us down and being the reason why we're not quick enough in transition, why we're not quick enough to counter, why we're not quick enough to get balls into the box. But last night, Jorginho was excellent and we finished box number 6. We topped the group. Now, I saw a post earlier on and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe the teams we can play, Club Brugge, I'd probably like that. Frankfurt, second favourite team that I'd like to face. Who else we got in there? We got Dortmund, PSG, and I've only got 4 fingers up here. I can't remember the other 2, but let me know in the comments down below. Who do you want Chelsea to face in the last 16? Do you think we can win the Champions League again? When we win the group and we get to the knockout rounds, I always believe we can win it. And I'm going to take it upon myself to say right now, Chelsea are winning the Champions League again this year. Even if it is just to boost my own personal confidence again in Chelsea Football Club. It's a good win, good performance. We got the job done. Come on, you Blues.